Have you ever wondered why your shin pain isn't getting better? If you've tried rest, you've tried stretching, you've tried foam rolling, and it's still not better, I'm going to go through 3 of the most common reasons why shin pain sticks around longer than it should. My name is Ed. I run a physio practice in Southwest London, specializing in the treatment and management of running injuries. Let's get started. One of the number one reasons why shin pain sticks around for longer than we want is often because of a poor return to running strategy. So often what happens is people rest, they feel better, the shin pain settles, and then they go back to trying their 5K. And often they're trying their 5K at a fairly fast rate. Maybe for the first K or 2, they feel like it's okay. After that point, the shin pain starts again. Then it takes another 2-3 weeks to settle back down. And all the while, the patient can't fully get back to running. So before we decide to return to running, in the clinic, we would do certain tests. So things like jogging on the spot for a minute. So sometimes we'd do single leg hopping for 30 seconds to a minute and make sure both of those are pain-free. We may do a 5-minute really slow run as well. And that's because shin pain and medial tibial stress syndrome is one of the few injuries where we actually don't want any pain at all during running. Because it's of the nature of the injury, with it being more of a bone stress related injury, we know that pain is often a sign that there's still healing going on, and that pushing through the pain often results in the tissue getting more sensitized, more angry, and it's not something that we can push through basically. And often it makes it worse, the problem doesn't go away. So the return to running decision and the return to running strategy is often why this kind of problem can stick around for a lot longer than we need. The second reason why this kind of problem sticks around for longer than we would like is often down to the root cause not being addressed. Now, there's lots of reasons why shin pain can occur. Medial tibial stress syndrome is the second most common running injury. If we looked at it from a strength point of view, often the calf is lacking endurance, and that's something which we want to be able to correct and treat when we're in the clinic. We would test out the single leg calf raises and test out the soleus strength, and often find quite big deficits in terms of where we need the patient to be and where they're at, and bridge that gap with a strength program over a period of 12 weeks often. From a strength and conditioning point of view, calf strength is really important. There's also some interesting research around glute strength and the correlation between low glute strength, power and endurance impacting on the lower leg and ankle. If someone has particularly weak glutes or their endurance isn't very good, that can have a knock-on effect and actually correlate with shin pain as well. If it's the strength deficits are not being addressed and they're quite big strength deficits, then that's a key reason why someone might not get better from shin pain. Third reason is often down to someone's training schedule. So what I mean by that is balance between training, recovery, intensity, low intensity, cross training, strength and conditioning is often too heavily skewed towards really intense running, normally quite long periods, like 45 minutes down the track. And then we might do another interval session after that, and then maybe a tempo run. And all the while, feels like you're really pushing the boundaries of your running. You feel like you're getting lots of endorphins, which feel great. Feels like every day you're almost breaking a PB somehow. But in actual fact, if we're looking at the long term, not being injured is one of the best performance enhancing strategies, because you may make lots of progress if we do that type of training, but often it's going to lead to an injury, and then we have 2 or 3 months off, lose all the progress, so we try again. And after that happens again, compared to someone who's going 80-20, so 80% of the week low and slow, 10 or 20% more intense. If we look at those people, and maybe there's a tapering week every 4 weeks where we halve the training loads, we do 50% that week, those runners are going to see better results in the long term. The more conservative you can be and the more selective you can be with your intensity and the more demanding types of training you're asking your body to do, the less likely you are to get injured. For example, when you're sprinting, the foot and ankle is put under 10 to 12 times your body weight per step compared to 6 to 8 times your body weight per step when you're running at a steady pace. Sprinting doubles the amount of force going through the shin, give or take. That's why this is really important. Your run clubs are really good, huge advocate for them, but the downside is sometimes that you can do things that are beyond what your capacity is due to just wanting to kind of push yourself, match the effort of everyone else, and that can sometimes lead to shin pain as well. So there are 3 reasons why shin pain would stick around, and they're the kind of things that we see in the clinic. There's obviously a lot of other ones as well. There's a lot of research around lack of sleep, diets, with vitamin D and calcium. Sometimes BMI can be important as well. There's other factors as well that we could address in another video. But if you have any questions, then you're welcome to leave a comment on it in the questions below, and I'll be happy to answer.